Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm jumping back into December Daily from 2022. I am working with the Traci Reed Designs The Naughty List collection, and I had stopped off last December in my December Daily 6x8 album. I had stopped off in day 10. So I'm going to pick up at day 11 today. My story for this day is Nick coming home from college. And that was certainly some happy days and glad to have him back home. I've printed out a couple of papers from the Naughty List collection to use as my background. I also took the silhouette die cut element here is taken from one of the journal cards, and when I brought it into the silhouette, I enlarged it a little bit so that it was a little bit bigger in scale to fit on that background pattern paper. And so I went ahead and pulled some of the embellishments that I thought would fit in with this fun little page. I also pulled the number 11. That is actually from Candy Cane Christmas. And it is a full set of 1 to 31. So this one is for day 11. It's a perfect way to highlight what day it is in the month and which story this is. And I want to just say, I'm not exactly sure which day specifically he came home on, but this is where it seems to fit really well into my album, and that is one of the benefits of doing December Daily. After the month is over, you can plug in your stories where you need to. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to do and a couple of little tips that I wanted to give you about how to keep consistency on your layouts when you're using different background papers and you want to keep everything sort of tied together. And the main way that I accomplish that is by repeating elements on one side to the other. And so here's a couple of the elements that you'll see I've repeated. On the background papers, the light blue lined paper is just strictly light blue with white lines. It's a really cute paper and works well for a variety of applications. And I grabbed some of the digital star mixed media and scattered those across that pattern paper. Repeating some of the stars that show up in the tree pattern paper, and I'm sure there's stars somewhere else on this page too. I rarely do a December Daily layout that doesn't have stars, and so that's one way to repeat. Another thing I've done is, you'll notice I used the black and white frame around the photo, and also used the black word strip or word banner there with a snarky little saying on it. The colors, of course, repeat throughout in the little peppermint candies, the Oh What Fun banner, and again the stars on the right hand side, the background trees. And also when I die cut the little saying, it's the jolliest elves this side of the nut house. The blue and yellow banners, I printed those and then cut them out so that they would sort of match the shape of the word strips on the left hand side. So repeating shapes, repeating colors, repeating objects, just basic things like that. And that gives that die cut a little bit of presence there on the page, and it's not just plain boring white. And then also another thing is repeating the banner. So on the left-hand side, the banner is pretty large and it says, "Oh, what fun." And it just sort of gives a little something in that upper corner there. And then these little banners are also in the Embellies pack. And they're smaller, they're tiny, but I use several of them to sort of give that balance there that you might be looking for in a layout like this. And they're just going to go casually behind the die cut. You don't really notice them, but they're still there, and they make a little bit more fun, something else to look at on the page. And then the other thing too is these vellum trees. And I thought about, when I printed out this die cut and thought about these little vellum trees, it reminds me of It's a Small World with the little children around the circle. It sort of has that bright, happy feel. They're different colors and different sizes and different shapes. I just printed a bunch on a sheet of vellum and cut them out. And now I'm just adhering them. I'm hiding the adhesive underneath the die cut and letting those dance around the page here for some extra fun. I will also save a few of those trees to use on the other side of the layout. So again, repeating elements, repeating a different type of media. And I love vellum for that. It's an easy way to get a different kind of texture and a different kind of look. These let you see through to the background a little bit, but they also stand out here and frame that die cut in a way that I think it really needed in order to say to the viewer, here's what you're looking at on this page. I filled all the way around the die cut, and then I tucked a couple more behind, just using them up and adding even more fun here. You could go all the way out to the edges if you wanted to. I've done this technique before in December daily albums, and it always turns out so cute. Anytime you can do a wreath with different elements, it works well. So I highly recommend that little technique. That's pretty much all I'm going to do on that side, is just adhere those elements to the page. I've got a couple more things I want to do to finish up on the left-hand side here. Just tucking some more of the little peppermint candies and things like that, those trees. And you'll also notice I shrunk down a 3x4 journal card just a little bit to create a spot for my journaling, and wrote about how nice it was to have Nick come back home for Christmas holidays. That completes the layout. I'm just going to add it here to my album for day 11. This is where I was at with days 9 and 10. If you remember, I'll have links to the complete 2022 playlist down below so you can catch up on all of them so far. And I will definitely be sharing more of these pages throughout this month. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.